The door just opened.
Что дождался я? Прошло почти 2 недели. И вот опять эта хуйня.
I'm frightened. I'm scared fucking shitless. But I gotta keep it cool so my wife doesn't freak out, so I don't act scared. Whatever this is, it's getting physical now and it hurt me.
The Maid's Curse. For Chapter 1, we're taking a long overdue return visit to check back in with Zark, who is the owner of the YouTube channel Zark's Scary Haunting. The last time I featured Zark was over 3 months ago, and if you remember, things have gradually got worse and worse. The haunting got so bad that his wife and son, Mona and Ryan, decided to leave temporarily to stay with family. Because for almost 3 years, Zark, Mona and Ryan have been the victims of a really bad haunting. If you're new to Zark's haunting, let me tell you this. The haunting has been one of the worst I've ever followed or featured. The activity that has been caught on camera in the last 3 years has been substantial, and I've been in contact with Zark almost all the way through it. If you didn't know, almost 3 years ago, Zark and Mona hired a live-in nanny to help look after Ryan and cook and clean and have meals ready to eat on the table when Zark and Mona came home from work. Both parents at the time worked full-time, so the nanny's main job was to look after Ryan and take him to and fro to school and the other household duties. But because of some very odd behaviour on the nanny's part, Zark and Mona decided to sack her. There's a link in the description section for a video that I made that covers everything about the nanny, what she did and all the little details, and also how Ryan's attitude and behaviour changed both at home and at school, and also how the nanny cursed the family, and how the activity started right up to a few months ago. So, if you're new to Zark's haunting, after you watch this video, click the link in the description section to catch up to us or to get a refresher. The past 3 years have been really hard on Zark and his family. They've had to deal with knocks and taps, bangs and footsteps, hissing and poltergeist activity, shadow figures, electronic problems, water damage, flies and maggot infestations, cold spots, foul smells, scratching, being punched in the stomach, touched, woken up all hours of the night, having the blankets pulled off you at night, sleep paralysis, bouts of sleepwalking, disembodied voices being heard with the naked ear, mimicking their son's voice, health problems, and right up to when his wife and son moved out. You see, Zark and his family have really been through the ringer. So the last time we saw Zark, Mona and Ryan left to stay with family, to get away from the paranormal activity.
I'm unable to get some sleep, and on top of that, you can hear it. So for
past few, I think, couple of months I haven't recorded, and because a lot of you had told me that probably I'm feeding it by recording it, so I stopped. But does it seems to you it's stopping? It's just, I haven't gone a long time outside. It tries a lot to pull me out, but I haven't been going out. Can you hear something? I don't know what's happening outside. The reason I actually woke up is because I'm getting a very bad smell. It's not like the one which makes you feel nausea, but it's not like rotten. It's something else. Fuck. It's smelling over here a lot. It's too much, suffocating. The fuck? Jesus Christ. What the fuck are you trying to do? Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Get it out. Get it out. No wonder my water bill is coming high. Fuck. Okay. Fuck. Okay. Oh, shit. Fuck. I'm not staying in this room. Fuck. The fuck? Where's the cupboard open? The lights are off. You see, I normally keep that light on because that's how I get to know the haunting has begun or not. And that's why I've actually covered the lights so that it doesn't glare on my eyes while I'm sleeping. The cupboard is open right now. I'm alone in the room. It's at the door.
Stop it! Stop it, please!
Daddy?
Go fuck yourself, Jerry. Go fuck yourself. Shit. I'm not gonna stay here. Fuck.
Okay, so it is 3:13 in the morning, and I haven't gone back to the house. Literally no sleep today. So I'm just waiting till 4 a.m. till the haunting finishes, and I'll go back home. You know, the good thing is, thank God, at least it doesn't happen every night. It's okay.
Zark wakes up in the middle of the night because he hears the cupboard door open. Also, he knew the activity had started because all the lights had turned off. When the activity starts, all the lights in the house stop working. Everything else works properly. All the other appliances work, apart from the lights. It's like the entity hates it. Normally, Mona and Ryan are sleeping in the same room, but of course it's been a few months since they left. Zark doesn't hear it, but a door squeaks in the background which is caught on the audio. Something is moving around out there. Suddenly, the door knocking begins. Since the beginning of this haunting, door knocking and scratching has been a constant occurrence. Then, all of a sudden, unbelievably, he hears the sound of his son's voice calling out to him. And then, everything falls out of the cupboard. This scares Zark, so much so that he decides to wait it out in his car until 4 o'clock in the morning, which is usually when the activity stops. The following footage is Zark's latest upload. Watch.
I think I'm tripping because I woke up for the sound of TV, like the TV was on. I think I'm gonna go crazy very soon because I'm hearing stuff, and I don't recognize whether it's happening real or not, because whenever I record videos, when I play it back, all I get to know is that there's no sound in the video. I just woke up hearing that the TV is on. It's almost gonna be 3 very soon. By 4:30 I need to wake up again. Got no sleep. Can you hear it, guys? So I don't know whether I'm dreaming or I just tried to sleep for a while, and again the sound woke me up. Is this real? I just laid down in my bed for 15 minutes and this sound started happening again. You know, one thing I always remember is, like, people ask me, why is the home always dark? I'll show you something. You see? The light switch, all 3 are on. I usually keep them on because normally during the haunting hours the lights go off. See? If you go to my previous videos, you will see all these buttons, all these switches, they work for the chandeliers and the lights over here. Plus, you see the kitchen light is on, but there's no light. I'll show you something. See, the restroom, nothing works. But rest everything works in the house. That's the most strangest part. As you can see, the TV switch, the light is on. See? You can see the camera light is on. Even the switches. See? The red light. Even this. See? The internet light is on. So everything works at home except the lights during the haunting hours. I'll show you something as well. You can see this? All the appliances work at home except the lights during the haunting hours. I'm sorry, there's nothing much in the fridge because it's only me now. all I just eat nowadays is just croissant and I have some drinks. What's happening again? There was a malfunction. As you can see, all these lights are on except for this one. I hope it doesn't work now. I better remove this. Maybe there's a switch problem. I don't know, guys. I think I'm losing my mind. Once I look back at this video only I can confirm whether that's working or not. Fuck it, I'm not going near it. Okay. That's fake. I just woke up and there was some sound over here. But it's very strange that lights are on now. Normally there's no activities during the night, but I could hear some sound. Oh God. The haunting has begun. The door just opened.
This 4-month-old video is Zark's latest upload. Like I said, he doesn't like to upload that much anymore because of the comments. But anyway, Zark wakes up and he gets out of bed adamant that he heard the TV on. But when he checks, the TV was off. What follows next is an insight into the decline of a man's mental state due to constant paranormal activity. He talks about not knowing what's real anymore. He'll record something that he hears in the moment, and when he plays it back, there's no sound. This is the unseen part of paranormal activity rarely talked about, and even more rarely seen. The decline of one's mental health due to months and months of constant paranormal activity, living in constant fear, and constantly being sleep deprived. It's only a matter of time until something breaks. But some people are stronger than others. So Zark goes back to bed. But 15 minutes later, he's woken up again. And this time, you really do hear something in the background. But it isn't the television. A hairdryer has been turned on. After turning off the hairdryer, Zark explains why the house is always dark. It's because when the activity starts, the lights in the house don't work. Everything else does, apart from the lights. Then, a few minutes later, from the kitchen, Zark hears a noise, and he reluctantly walks towards it. He finds that the hairdryer has turned on yet again. But this time, he turns it off and pulls out the plug to make sure it's off. But if you've covered this haunting from the beginning, then you will know just how strong this entity is. With the hairdryer off and the plug pulled out, Zark returns to bed, longing for sleep. But he doesn't even make it to the door before the hairdryer amazingly turns on again. Zark is woken up from a deep sleep because he hears or feels something from the foot of his bed. And that's when the lights go out and the fear sets in. As Zark sits on the bed with the camera shaking in his hands, all of a sudden things fall onto the floor. Sheets of paper, a picture frame and a ball are among some of the items. And then, just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, the bedroom door slowly opens. You hear the creak of the hinges as Zark's last remaining safe haven is opened. Trembling, Zark stands up and reluctantly moves towards the door. But just then, from outside the door, you hear those running, slapping footsteps coming straight towards Zark. He jumps into bed and covers his head and hides from this invisible threat. And as he does, from all around him, you can hear things being thrown around or moved about as the entity runs around the bedroom, causing a full-grown man to hide and weep under the duvet like a child. But this is the reality of paranormal activity. And the last time Zark stood his ground, he took a hard blow to his gut, which made him fall back. So I don't blame Zark for wanting to hide. The video finishes with C closing the door. So that's Zark's reality right now. He really needs help and advice and support. When I'm not creating videos, I'm in contact with these victims of the paranormal. When I first started this job, my part was to highlight and show people the truth and to educate and teach people how to avoid, combat, or live alongside the paranormal. Sometimes it helps when people know that they're not alone. I wish I could do more. I wish I could travel to these places and physically cleanse their home for them and give these people their lives back. But for now, I have to settle for what I'm doing. This work is important to me. And even now, as I write this down, someone somewhere needs help. They think they're all alone, terrified and living in constant fear. So after you watch my video, I'm gonna ask you all to visit Zarks channel. The name is on screen. And when you get there, I would like you all to show some love and support in the comments. Let him know that he's not alone and to be strong and not to give up. But don't forget to tell him the Dark Knight sent you. Thank you. It's watching you. My second creepy chapter centers around a man called Jesus Ricardo Morones, who lives in the city of Zacatecas in Mexico. And just like thousands of people before him, Jesus never gave the paranormal a minute's thought. That is until one day when the paranormal literally came knocking on his door, and his world was turned upside down and was filled with fear. Up until then, Jesus had never thought about or even believed in the afterlife, and so at first he didn't tell anyone apart from close family and friends, and because he didn't want to be mocked on social media. In 2019, Jesus was living a normal life up until one night when he was on the phone texting his girlfriend when they noticed something in one of the videos that he had sent. This is a message that he sent to social media. I've been thinking a lot if I should upload this next footage because I know that some people are skeptical about the topic of the paranormal. The message on the screen is a typical conversation between a couple sending each other love messages, and they're about to go to sleep. There was nothing odd or strange about this. That is until Jesus replied with a video that he sent to his girlfriend when she wanted to know when he was tired and going to bed. His girlfriend replied with laughter and hearts, but it wasn't until the following day when they noticed something concerning in the footage that Jesus had sent. This is the same video that I sent during our conversation. At the time, I didn't sense anything. I didn't even notice what was happening in the video. Yesterday was when we both realized what was going on.
Pues ya me acomodé y todo, ya me quiero dormir, ya tengo sueño. Pero tienen la luz del pasillo prendida y mi mamá está escuchando un video, güey.
Well, did you see it? Don't worry if you didn't, because Jesus asked his viewers on Instagram if they saw it too, and only 38% of people said yes, they saw it, with the other 62% not seeing it. So here it is again. Watch.
Pues ya me acomodé y todo, ya me quiero dormir, ya tengo sueño. Pero tienen la luz del pasillo prendida y mi mamá está escuchando un video, güey.
The craziest thing is that in the mirror you don't see anything. My mum was in the kitchen and she didn't see anything too. And not at any moment was there a shadow on the floor. For those of you who didn't see it, this is what Jesus and his girlfriend saw. Believe it or not, but ghosts are all around us. At any given moment, I believe there is at least one spirit in or around your home or land. Most of the time they don't see us, and we don't see them. Call it what you will, the veil, the afterlife, or a different frequency or plane. Either way, both sides go about their business, and for the majority, never the twain shall meet. But sometimes, and in some places and for some people, these rules do not apply. That's when you see things like shadow figures, orbs, partial or full-bodied apparitions, hauntings and paranormal activity. The reason this happens is down to a few elements: the history of the building or land according to deaths, or the manner in which a person died, leaving a stain on the atmosphere, or being a sensitive person will give you the ability to see ghosts, or it could just be down to the spirit not wanting to move on. And then there are more sinister reasons, in which evil is the name of the game, when the spirit wants to remain to hurt or to cause misery, through hauntings and paranormal activity, and sheer fear. And trust me, this happens more than you know. So Jesus noticed something watching him, and the only other person in the house was his mum, and his mother has white hair. So his viewers started asking questions. They wanted to know about the house and the previous owners, and so he replied. Getting back onto topic, there have been a lot of questions about my house. My grandparents lived there in 1954, and up to this day, it belongs to 12 siblings. For family matters, I've lived there since I was 9 years old. The house is located in the center of Zacatecas. When we first arrived, there was something similar to this that happened in the same room. One day, when I was watching TV, through the doors and windows, I saw something move past towards the kitchen. So I got up thinking it was my sister, but I got a surprise when I saw that no one was in the kitchen. I guess you can say it's something normal for the house. We've never been able to capture anything like we did on Monday. The lights have turned off on my mum before, while she was bathing, and things get lost and turn up and move in different places, etc.
¿Qué? ¿Qué te pasa? ¿Qué tienes? ¿Qué tienes?
So not only has Jesus and his family experienced strange activity all around their home, but their dog too starts sensing something. Now, in case you think the dog was behaving like that because it wanted to come down, there are more videos to come of their dog sensing something. If you've been a viewer of my channel for some time, then you would have heard me talking about the paranormal and our pets. It's no secret that cats and dogs can sense things beyond human capabilities. I don't know if being at home all the time because of the quarantine is starting to affect me, because I'm scared again. I feel like something is watching me. 7 months after Jesus captured something watching him from the doorway, something similar started to happen again. Noises could be heard from the roof of the house. It sounds like somebody's up there running around. It looks like someone is turning off and on a light. It can be seen through the skylight, and I hope it can be heard. Watch. As Jesus lies on the bed, he starts recording because through the skylight he saw something that looked like a light turning on and off. But later he goes up and checks, and there isn't anything up there. Not only that, but heavy footsteps can be heard shuffling back and forth, and then one of the wooden slats falls off his cupboard and onto the floor, and a shadow could be seen through the skylight. Right when I start to record, a piece of wood was thrown from my closet. I don't know how convenient it is to post this. I'm not comfortable sleeping because of the noises. So Jesus makes the decision to check if there are any intruders up on the roof, or if it's paranormal. So he gets up and he gets his rosary for protection, and he makes his way up to the roof. Watch. So after going up onto the roof, Jesus didn't find or see anything strange or out of place. But the minute that he went back downstairs, this happened. Jesus had literally just finished checking upstairs on the roof, and when he went back downstairs, after checking for any intruders, suddenly the light started flashing through the skylight, so he decides to ignore it. But then 1 week later, something happened that he just couldn't ignore, and it sent chills up his spine. I was in the kitchen working on something, and it started again. So Jesus was working on the kitchen table when the light started flickering on and off. As you can see, it wasn't a power cut, and strangely only the light where he was working started flickering. If you look down the hall, the lights are working fine. Then, a few minutes later, The light overhead turns back on, and Jesus sits still in the kitchen, listening for any sounds. The silence is deafening, when suddenly the radio turns on by itself. This really scares Jesus, so he gets up and he turns the radio off. Then he starts opening cupboards and doors and checking behind curtains to show the viewers that there's no one else there with him. Jesus really was all alone when the lights and music started playing up. This is the reason why the music scared Jesus so much. It blows my mind a little watching the videos and connecting the dots. You see, right when I entered the room, the song was playing on this part, but what freaked him out the most was the lyrics that were being played. This is what the song lyrics said. "You know you can run and you can hide, but I'm not leaving unless you come with me. We've had our problems, but I'm on your side. You're all I need, please believe me. You know you can run and you can hide, but I'm not leaving until it's all over." This was not a random coincidence. The entity chose that song as a message, which is quite worrying if you think about it. The song was chosen off the radio. In fact, if you listen, you can hear the radio scanning through the channel's frequencies at the start of the clip, and things go from bad to worse, from creepy to absolutely terrifying in a matter of weeks. Watch. So after locking the door properly, Jesus went back to bed, but as he lay there, he kept seeing movement from the corner of his eye. So he took out his phone and took a few photos. Now the picture is not that clear, but what you're looking at is the second floor bedroom window. And something kept looking in. Here's another photo, but using the flash, it looks like a face. You can see black hair and what looks like an eye. And when he got up in the morning, Jesus jumped out of bed and stood in front of the window and took a few more photos. And in all of the images, he saw nothing, all apart from this photo. It looks like Jesus captured the apparition of a child.
No mames. El peor es que este cuarto tiene años cerrado. Casi nadie lo abre. O sea, ahí estoy solo. No, no mames.
The following short video is the last clip that Jesus Ricardo Ramones posted to Instagram, and then the videos just stopped. He was laying in bed listening to the same noises that he'd hear every night, between 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning.
Son cerca de las 3, faltan 5 minutos para las 3 y algo se escucha como que raspa el closet o arriba, la verdad es que no sé. Sí me da un poquito de miedo por la hora, pero pues bueno, sé que estoy solo, entonces trato de que eso no me afecte tanto. Se los juro que si pudieran sentir tanto la vibra como mi corazón, me muero, o sea. No hay nada, o sea, aparte de que tanta ropa.
Shortly after this, Jesus went traveling around the world with his girlfriend. The last paranormal post was over 3 years ago. If you want to watch the case again in more detail, because I didn't show everything because of time, then jump on over to Instagram. The name is on screen. And when you get there, drop him a comment or two. But don't forget to tell him the Darkknight sent you. Thank you. Don't open the window. My third creepy case is very interesting. It comes from the YouTube channel called RastelMan. This case was recommended by one of my viewers, Paul Hatch. So Paul, if you're watching, thank you. And it only has 6 videos. That's because RastelMan made this YouTube channel for the sole purpose of posting the strange creepy noises that he kept hearing in his bedroom. Now, RastelMan doesn't make content for YouTube. In fact, he posts content over on TikTok, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the paranormal. As you can see from his TikToks, and there are absolutely tons of them, he's either dressed in this unicorn onesie with weird face paint, miming things, or he appears as a clown of sorts. But his YouTube channel is much smaller, and he doesn't post there anymore. So what I'm trying to say, and what I'm trying to show you, is that his content, company, and his activities have absolutely nothing to do with the paranormal. So basically what happened was, every single night, I kid you not, something kept banging and knocking on his bedroom window. At first he tried to ignore it, but after a while it became a problem because it kept waking him up. And when he did ignore it, the banging got faster and louder. It's as if something wanted him to open the window. So we'll watch the videos one by one, and as you'll see, the activity got worse and worse day by day, until finally he couldn't take it anymore, packed his belongings, and moved out. Watch.
Итак, время 2:30. Ночи, ясно, понятно. Какая-то хуйня долбит мне в окно. Но только там, блядь, никого нету. Не знаю, отсюда видно, не видно. Вот, никого нет. Жутко, что пиздец нахуй. Все, блядь, я под одеяло. пожалуйста. Глянь долбёжка в окно. Продолжается уже месяца 3. Примерно каждые 2 недели. Не знаю, так видно, не видно. Вот и ебал я такие приколы.
Again, in the second video, RastelMan is woken up by loud banging on his bedroom window, which is made worse because of the mirror leaning on it, which you can hear vibrating. So after being advised in the comments to move the mirror, that's exactly what he does. He leaves the camera on the table facing the window, and you can see him pick up the glass mirror, and the moment he moves it, the noise completely changes. But it doesn't stop. It's 100% obvious that for some reason, something, whether it's a ghost, poltergeist or demon, whatever it is, I think it wants to come into the bedroom. You might be thinking to yourself that the knocking is from the inside of the window. But it's not, because RastelMan does something that he really shouldn't have and that he regrets. As a result of his actions, the haunting and the activity completely escalates to a whole new scary level. For months, people in the comments kept asking RastelMan to open the window, and for months and months he resisted, until one night when RastelMan got curious, and it didn't end well. Watch.
Чё дождался я? Прошло почти 2 недели. И вот опять эта хуйня.
Again, just like clockwork, RastelMan is woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And this time, the banging seemed louder and more harder. So just like before, he positioned the camera facing the window and he moved the mirror. But this time, he does something very foolish. With shaky hands, RastelMan opens the first window, and the banging still continues, ever present and always constant. And as he reached to open the second and last window, I knew that something bad was about to happen. Think about it for a second. The banging or knocking always starts just before 3 o'clock in the morning. In religion, what do we know about the time 3 o'clock? Well, for us Christians, it was the time of day when Jesus Christ died. The number 3 is also associated with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, which make up the Holy Trinity. The word Trinity comes from the Latin word trinus, meaning threefold. But what is as above is so below, and in the world of the occult, demonologists and devil worshippers associate the number 3 completely differently. 3 a.m. is considered the witching hour, because it's an inversion of the time when Jesus Christ died, which was 3 p.m. According to Satanists, demonologists and scholars from the University of Oxford, and in some folklore, it is known or it is believed that the devil works in inversions. So 3 a.m. is a mockery of 3 p.m. and it is believed that 3 a.m. is the time where the devil and his legions are most active, which explains why every morning the banging always starts just after 2:30 and gets louder and louder as it gets closer to 3 a.m. Whatever was banging on the window entered into his bedroom as soon as he opened it. So the following footage was recorded while RastelMan was staying at a friend's house. After the events that transpired in the last video, RastelMan realized that he made a grave mistake. The locked-off camera captured the cupboard opening on its own, and boxes, clothes, belts and coats were thrown out onto the floor, as if something was throwing them out one by one. Also, footsteps can be heard. What sounds like a man's shoe with a hard sole can be heard here and there. But the activity gets a lot worse. I don't know why there isn't any sound for this video. It could be a mistake on his part, or it could be a malfunction of the camera, or down to the activity. All I know is RastelMan returns home at 6:33 p.m. one night, and he finds the bedroom has been completely trashed. The TV is on the floor, the desk and the drawers have been turned over, and have either been broken who have come apart. The mattress is standing up against the wall, and a clothes rail and a board have been thrown into the closet. In fact, the only thing standing and is in the original place is the closet. Even his PC has been thrown off the desk, and so too was the camera. So a few days later, RastelMan moves out of that room. This is the final video he made before leaving. And after this, he never uploaded another video on YouTube again. This video was uploaded 4 years ago, and ever since then, RastelMan has been doing his comedy on TikTok. These videos amass quite a lot of views, but it seems that it's something he doesn't like to talk about or remember. Here is the final video. Watch.
Время 2:30 ночи, а мы только начинаем веселиться. Проснулся от стука из шкафа. А это одна сторона, левая дверца, слегка приоткрывается и стучит. Не знаю, видно, не видно. Такая хуйня, ребята.
So there you go. The moral of the story is, when something comes knocking, be cautious, listen to your instinct, and don't always open. If you want to dive into this rabbit hole further, or if you want to know about the man behind the camera, you can jump on over to his channel. The name is on screen. And when you get there, drop him a comment or two. But don't forget to tell him the Darkknight sent you. Thank you. If you're enjoying my work so far, and if you're a fan of ghosts, poltergeists and demons, and strange dark mysteries, then may I kindly ask you to subscribe to Project Dark Knight and turn on the bell icon so you'll never miss one of my videos. Thank you. A friend in need. Javier's update. For chapter 4, we're checking back in with Javier, and he's still experiencing paranormal activity in his home. Recently, he sent me some new footage that he managed to capture, and that's what I'll be showing you today. So for anyone who doesn't know about Javier's haunting, let me quickly fill you in on what happened last time. So Javier is a young man that lives in Argentina, and we've been conversing for a while now, and with the help of Google Translate, I've managed to tell his story, and what you're about to hear is very, very creepy. So the first time I featured Javier's case, his best friend Antonio had been missing, and his family and friends hadn't seen him for over 2 weeks. Even Antonio's teachers were concerned because he hadn't attended any of his lessons for a while. So we watched as Javier went to look for his friend. Javier knocked on Antonio's door, but after getting no reply, Javier walked around to the back of the house. Everyone tried to call Antonio, but his phone was disconnected. So Javier knew that something was wrong. So a quick jump over the wall, and Javier was facing Antonio's back door. And that's when he saw that the back door was open. And so Javier went in. What happened next was a series of creepy noises, tappings, footsteps and whispers. Everything felt completely wrong. Even as a viewer, when I watched this for the first time, something felt off, like there was a hidden danger lurking in the shadows, waiting for Javier to enter. And it wasn't just me, Javier felt it too. Because what Javier didn't know at the time was that something had noticed him and watched him from the shadows as he entered into the building. But, spurred on for the concern he felt for his best friend, Javier entered the building, one step at a time, into the dark. After speaking with Javier, he told me that at this point he thought that his best friend Antonio was pranking him, and so Javier played along. But when doors started to slam shut and the knocking started, Javier thought that his friend was messing about, just trying to scare him. But as the minutes passed by, Javier started to feel an overwhelming presence all around him. And when his friend didn't answer, Javier started to realize that this was unlike Antonio. And the concern that he felt for his longtime school friend was now being overshadowed by another overwhelming and primal emotion, fear. And what happened to Javier next turned his world upside down and directed him onto the path of the paranormal. Watch.
Raro, che. Toño, soy yo. Javier. La puta madre. ¡Ey! Perdón. Che, loco, ¿sos vos? Ya fue, boludo. Vine a ver qué onda, ¿cómo andás? ¿Estás bien? Che, loco, si sos vos, salí. ¿Escuchan eso? La concha de su madre. Toño. ¡La puta madre que lo parió! Toño. ¡La puta madre que lo parió! La puta madre que lo parió. Se colgó este hijo de puta.
As Javier walked through the first door, suddenly the second door in front of him slammed shut. That's when the tapping started on the door. By now, Javier was getting fed up, and so he kicked in the door in front of him. And that's when he saw his best friend had taken his own life. I had to blur out the body because of YouTube's community guidelines. But after seeing this, Javier ran away, with a million thoughts racing through his head. Everything started to make sense. No one had seen Antonio for ages. His phone had been disconnected, and the scrap of paper with the word sorry written on it. But to kick in a door like that, and to expect to see your best friend hiding inside messing about, but instead you see that? I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. As Javier stood in the darkness of his deceased friend's home, regaining his composure, all of a sudden, a door opened in front of him. The same door that had slammed shut earlier when he arrived, and the very same door that something watched him from behind. This door now stood silently open, and as Javier stood frozen with fear, a shadow could be seen through the glass. something very tall was moving behind the door in front of him, and there, in the darkness, one word was spoken. This affected Javier a lot, and he slipped into depression. Even now, when I speak to him, he tells me that he drinks to forget. Only now, it's got worse because the paranormal activity has got stronger. And as a result, Javier started to drink a lot more. After that night, when the police finally left, Javier made plans to move into Antonio's home. They were best friends, and the landlord agreed, and so Javier moved in, which would turn out to be a very bad move. One day, Javier decided he wanted to make contact with Antonio's spirit and communicate to get an answer as to why he did this. What happened next was absolutely terrifying. Watch.
Cuando encontré a Antonio, esta es la pieza. Mierda. Una laucha. Da un poco de escalofrío estar acá, se siente una carga un poco pesada, qué sé yo. ¡Qué mierda! La linterna. ¿Qué pasó? ¡Qué mierda! ¡Ey! ¿Quién anda ahí? Mierda. Concha de su madre. La puta que me parió. ¡Hola! ¿Qué mierda anda ahí la concha de su madre? ¡Ey!
I'm sorry about the number 6 being in the way. I didn't do that. Javier was still learning how to put videos together at the time. This was the night that Antonio's home was passed over to Javier. He got the keys from the landlord, and this night, Javier decided to try to make contact with Antonio. He wanted to try and understand why Antonio did that to himself. And so he filmed himself walking through the house. This was to be Javier's new home from now on. But straight away, scary creepy noises were heard. I can't believe he walked through the house all alone, especially because of what he saw on the night they found Antonio's body. He was either very brave or very foolish. Watch.
Están golpeando la puerta. Se escucha un ruido. ¿Quién anda ahí? ¿Quién anda ahí? ¡Pah, qué olor! ¡Hola!
Last time I featured Javier's haunting, Javier managed to capture a figure on camera, who he believes is Antonio's spirit. As the door opens, Javier took a few shots, but he didn't see anything with the naked eye. But the amazing thing is, when he went through the multiple images, one of the digital photos captured this. Javier is 100% sure that this was Antonio's spirit. The following videos are now from his update.
Se cortó la luz, escucha. Gente, se cortó la luz. Estaba escuchando llorar a un bebé. La puta madre. No, loco, no. ¡Oh, la puta madre!
So Javier is laying in bed, watching his phone when the lights turn off, and very eerily, you hear the voice of a child, crying. This reminds me of Yamakyu, the Japanese man who moved into a house only to hear the sound of a man crying every night. There's something about hearing the sound of a child cry that feels more creepy, meaning it's like something evil and dark pretending to be something sweet and innocent to lure people in. Javier stands in the corridor listening to the sounds. He gets closer and closer until suddenly a light flickers at the end of the corridor. Now, armed with a flashlight, Javier felt a little bit better, but it wouldn't last because the sound kept moving towards Javier, getting louder and closer until the crying baby's sound was right in front of him. Since then, 1 week later, he returned home. So if you want to check out all of his videos and shorts because I didn't show you them all, then jump on over to his channel. The name is on screen and linked in the description section. Javier could really use some help and advice right now, and even if you don't know a lot about the paranormal, take it from me, even a kind word or a quick hello would really brighten his day. So when you get to his channel, drop Javier a comment or two, but most importantly, don't forget to tell him the Dark Knight sent you. Thank you. If you've seen something scary, creepy, or amazing, and you captured something paranormal on camera, or you might be unlucky enough to live in a haunted house and you need some help and advice and you think you're all alone, well, you're not. Project Dark Knight Horror is here for you. So send in your videos, links, emails, and recommendations to Project Dark Knight. The email is on screen. Thank you. The Haunting of Nick Perry. The update. For my last chapter, we're checking back in with tow truck driver and mechanic Nick Perry from the YouTube channel The Hooker. Again, if you've been watching my channel for a while, then you'll know all about Nick's haunting. Nick uploaded his first video back in October 2021 after having a paranormal experience on California's most haunted road, Dyer Lane. And unknown to Nick, something followed him home, because a few days later he started experiencing weird, creepy activity in his home. His first recorded activity in his home was when someone or something kept knocking on his door. But every time he opened it, there was no one there. He'd walk away and the knocking would start again. He knew it was something paranormal because he got full body chills, and his cat and dog would stare at the wall. And then, from that night on, the activity grew and grew, all the way to the present day, where now he's being attacked. Then he started hearing footsteps in and around his home, even when he knew his wife was at work. Then in August 2022, the activity amped up to another level, and a shadow figure appeared. So now Nick knew 100% that there was something roaming around inside his home. He had seen it, and it had seen him. Then Nick spent the next few months trying to figure out who or what this thing was and why him. And that's when the entity started interacting with Nick. Watch.
God, this fucking thing is... It's not... Well, I guess it is a window, too. God dang, that thing is fucking filthy. Hello? Hello? Oh, Jesus. It's just my lighter. I thought I heard somebody like, I don't know, moving stuff around in my sister's room. It sounded like they were home. I thought. But then I heard like a grunting sound of like a dog grunting sound, but Camera's on the couch just asleep. So yeah. Say about that one. I don't like these open. Come on, bitch. Jesus. I don't like that shit being open. You know, man, I don't know why. Ouch. I got bad posture. Let me fix that. Am I hearing things? It's like a low rumble. Fun. Fun.
One year into the haunting, things had started to take its toll on Nick. He started to look disheveled and tired. Nick is a natural warrior and a deep thinker. You can tell this by his videos, especially when he's in his car, relating to the camera. It's almost like a kind of therapy for him, when he can get something off his chest while talking to his viewers, almost like a video diary. And if you watch these video by video, you'll see Nick getting more and more spaced out, withdrawn, tired and depressed, all while losing weight. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is the after effects of the paranormal that people don't realize or talk about. Then weird shit started happening like this.
So this is what it is. What I found. What the fuck is this? It's all wet. I don't know. Let's see. It's fucking sewn together, so I'm gonna cut it open with this. I know. She used scissors, but whatever. Come on. What is this? Huh. Sorry. Somebody called me and made my phone stop recording. So, anyways, found this over at the one in the creek behind my house. It's got something in it. Ugh. Gross. What the fuck is this thing, man? The fuck, dude? Fuck that shit, dude. I'm out of here, dude. I don't know what the fuck that was. Shit, where's my fucking keys? God damn it. Yeah, my keys are in my room. Fuck. Son of a bitch, man. Of course. I don't want to go in there. I saw somebody, I swear to fucking God, I saw somebody in my fucking closet. Fuck. I hope I got that on fucking camera, dude. Oh my God, I got the fucking chills. I don't know. God damn it, my fucking keys. Shit. Yeah, my ceiling is leaking water. That's fucking awesome, isn't it? My fucking keys. Sorry, I'm a horrible camera guy. My keys are in my fucking room. You see me? Okay. Jesus fuck, man. Come on. Really? God damn. Hello? Hello? Where's my fucking camera's not on? This is on the infrared thing. I don't know if that's a real person or whatever. Look like a fucking real person to me. If you're in my house, you need to get out. Hello? Damn, I'm fucking hot. Why is that fucking heater on? Hello? You can fucking see under my door. If you're in here, the cops are on their way. Jesus Christ. Fuck this. I'll walk.
Nick said that he saw a man standing in his cupboard, peering out. Now, I slowed down the footage and used different filters and editing tools, but I didn't see it. But this wouldn't be the first time that Nick sees the man in his cupboard. He would go on to see it again. And soon, so would we. And recently, Nick sent me a photo that he caught on his home camera of a very tall man. He was so scared to be alone in his home that he thought he was going mad. Then 1 year ago, Nick and Sarah moved into a new home, hoping that the paranormal was put behind them. And they were both so happy and full of life, looking forward to a new start. But just like a lot of these cases, the paranormal activity found them again. And 1 month later, it was back to square one. Only this time, not only Nick was getting affected, Sarah too was feeling the effects of living with the paranormal. Then, 9 months after Nick supposedly saw a man in his cupboard, it happened again. Watch.
I'm in my bathroom that's attached to my bedroom. I keep hearing fucking noises coming from the closet that's just on the other side of this fucking wall. But Sarah's gone. Babe. Babe. Hello? Babe? Max? What the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? Dude. Oh, what the fuck? Dude.
He was so sure that there was a man in the house that Nick armed himself with a sword and searched his house. So again, I slowed down the footage and I used different filters. But this time, I saw something. Watch.
I have a fucking weapon of some sort. Who's here? Who's here? Hello? Oh, Jesus fuck. Goddamn, man, what the fuck? Max, come here. Max. Maxie boys, come on. Come on, Max. Max. Come on, Maxies, come on. Come on, Maxies. Come on.
So again, I slowed down the footage and I used different filters. But this time, I saw something. It didn't look like a man that you and I would think of. But there was something there. And that's when I saw this. Well, Nick goes on to see the man again. But this time, he showed himself as very tall. So a couple of months ago, Nick told me that he kept hearing a man's voice in the house. So he's seeing a man in his cupboard, and now he's hearing it. And there was also that photo. But later, Nick would go on to film the tall man.
Alright, let me start by saying first, I know it's been a couple months since I posted anything. We got pretty quiet for about a month. And then we decided to put in our notice to vacate in our house. So there's a 60-day notice. We did it a month ago. And so we're packing, we're moving. I don't know if we're gonna move together. I hope we do. This thing's fucking, it's tearing us apart. It's cousin, he's such a huge gap in between us, you know. I love her more than life. So maybe things will get better. I know I haven't seeked for any kind of help, but I am now. I need to find a medium that's close by that can help me get rid of this thing. I don't need a paranormal investigator. I don't need the Foreman brothers. They're just paranormal investigators. I don't believe that they could get rid of entities, attachments, or whatever it is. It's been quiet for about a month until we started packing, and about 3 in the morning, okay, my cameras, they're set up on motion detection, so I'm not going over hours and hours of video, and plus it alerts me. About 3 in the morning, my camera detected movement in the dining room and recorded some dark figure walking underneath the camera, and then it fucked the camera up. Like, yeah, it like fucked it up, moved it, and then the next night Another one of my cameras went off, started recording into my office, and there was somebody or something standing there. But then, about a week later, the camera that's in my office recorded something coming from the dining room, and this thing was, it was huge. It was tall, like super fucking tall. I had to duck to get in the doorway. It looked just like the thing that I saw dialing, but way fucking taller. This thing had to have been like 8 feet tall. And then the camera just stopped. Right as I walked into my office, it stopped. And that's what happened when the thing moved my camera the first night. But anyways, I never told my wife about any of those happenings. She's been through enough. I don't think that she's mentally able to deal with something like this. And most people aren't. You may say or think you are, but you're not. I'm not. And I don't know how I'm still sane. I don't know what to do. So, if there's any mediums that are close to my area, I'm in Sacramento, California. If there's any mediums that know how to get rid of this, please let me know.
And then, finally, Nick asked for help. The house he's in during this video was the second house that had activity in it, and it was actually worse in this house. So I don't want to jinx Nick, and I hope I'm wrong here, but if he moves again, the paranormal activity might follow. The following video is Nick's latest. Again, it's not on his channel because this was sent to me directly. And things have got really serious now. Recently, Nick woke up with heavy bruising around his neck. He's having problems even just talking, and ever since they've started packing, the activity has become violent. The following scenes might upset some people. Watch.
I woke up with this. And it damaged my throat. It's actually looking a lot better than it did. It's all black and blue now. It's kind of red. It's turning reddish. So yeah, I woke up like that. Can't even talk. 2 days we're moving out. The more we pack up and move things around, the more aggressive it gets, or the more active. It's never hurt Sarah, but it it hurt me. 2 days. And I know running from it's not going to do anything. But we have no choice. We have to leave. To tell you the truth, I'm frightened. I'm scared fucking shitless. But I gotta keep it cool so my wife doesn't freak out, so I don't act scared. But listen to me. Whatever this is, it's getting physical now, and it hurt me.
By the time you see this video, Nick and Sarah would have moved out and hopefully they'd made it to Nevada together. But only time will tell. If not, then they've gone their separate ways. I'd love to know that this case has a happy ending. So, as soon as I hear anything from Nick, I will let you know. As you can see, he's really on a downer. This is the worst I've ever seen Nick. The video finishes with Nick saying he's got a bad feeling. The camera captured a still image of the tall man. So who or what is this? We'll find out next time when I catch up with Nick. I wish Nick and Sarah all the best. Why is it that bad things always happen to good people? This haunting has really come in between Nick and Sarah, and it's made Sarah turn away from Nick. And what with the haunting and the lack of sleep and all the health problems, it has made Nick become depressed and withdrawn. You can feel the love through the screen, but the paranormal runs deep. It separates families. It takes lives. It turns your world upside down. And it snuffs out love like a candle flame. I don't know what the future holds for Nick and Sarah, but whatever happens, I will be here to let you know. So if you can help, drop Nick a message directly. The name is on screen. And when you get there, I would like you all to show some love and support in the comments. But don't forget to tell him the Dark Knight sent you. Thank you.
No, that was me. With a bullet to the chest. But let's test your theory. Let's keep the ball down the field. Maybe you are innocent. Maybe. I just think we all know a lot more than we're willing to admit. I mean, is anyone really innocent of anything? 2014 might be the last time I believe anyone was innocent of anything. The world wasn't on fire. No COVID.
What the fuck was that, babe? What the fuck was that?
Now, we're like,
Hello my friends, and thank you for watching to the very end. I hid a secret word somewhere in the video. Your mission was to find the word, along with the timestamp, and drop it down below in the comment section. And the first 3 people to comment the right information will get a shout out at the end of the video. The last video's secret word was sulfur. Well done to the first 3 people to comment the right information. Their names are Kevin Blakey 9306, Marla Gilmet 5119, and Trinity Allgood. Well done, and thank you for finding the word. Thank you for watching, and good luck for the next video. And lastly, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my lovely Patreons who have been the biggest supporters of Project Dark Knight. Some of the names on this list have been with me from the very beginning. Those names are Dawson Lip, Turtle Chief 9, Laura Rhodey, George Lopez, Donna Sayers, D. Michael Smith, Trumpet, Anna, KJ Majid, Honey Badger, Charlie X24, Christy Santi Steven, RU Voodoo, Kevin Snipes, Archie Kiriakou, Gail Fogelson, David, Nick Gaspard, DigDug74, Laurie Charles, S. Lit, Elizabeth 74 Gibb, Jamie Salvador Garay, Sahara 702, Heather Shaw, Susie Still, Andy Campbell, and Robbie Ann Bridge. Thank you everyone for your kind and generous support, and as a thank you, I'll continue to share my content with you earlier than anywhere else. It's my way of saying thank you for helping to support my channel, because the bigger the channel gets, the more people we can help. So until the next video, from the bottom of my heart to all my lovely loyal Patreons, and also you at home, my dear subscribers, thank you for supporting my channel. Because when it comes down to it, it's thanks to amazing people like you that keep the engines running here at Project Dark Knight. And always remember, you've been watching Project Dark Knight Horror, and I am the Dark Knight. Signing off. Peace!
Don't ever laugh as the hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet, from your head down to your feet. They put you in a big black box and cover you up with dirt and rocks.